Hello, parents, and welcome to your curriculum night presentation video for Algebra 1. So I am Mrs. Papik, and this is Algebra 1 at Van Hoosen Middle School. I'm going to start off with a little bit about me. I grew up in Troy, actually just down the road, down Adams Road. I went to Michigan State University for my graduate and undergraduate programs, so go green. And this is my 12th year with RCS. I have worked at Van Hoosen almost all 12 years. I did 1 year with the virtual campus, and I've also worked at the high school as well. These pictures are my family. In the upper right, you see me and my husband at a wedding this past year. On the bottom are our fur babies. We have a cat named Howard and a dog named Holmes. And then that little girl that you see there is our daughter, Nora, who's almost a year and a half. So back to algebra, what to expect. This is a high school level course, and that means several different things. First of all, this is a high school level course at the middle school. So in essence, it is an advanced course, and I teach it as such. Our algebra program here at Van Hoosen, our classes are a little bit more challenging. There's a little bit more work involved. We delve deeper into more complex topics than they would in the regular on-level 9th grade algebra course at Adams High School. So be prepared for a little bit more difficulty and a little bit heavier workload. Also, students will be getting a high school credit upon completion of Algebra 1. The actual grade will not go on the official transcript from AHS when they applied to colleges, but most colleges and universities will request these grades from VH so that they can reconfigure students' GPAs with all high school credit granting courses factored in. So although it's not on the official transcript, if your son or daughter is applying to OU or MSU or U of M or anything like that, they will see the grade in this class and it will be factored into their GPA. So keep that in mind. A lot of people think like, oh, it's middle school, the grades don't really count. That is not the case for algebra. Procedures are grades. There are 3 main types of grades. There will be tests, checkpoints, and homework. Homework is worth 10%. It's pretty much daily practice problems that will be completed at home. The answers should be checked. All work should be shown. I've gone over this procedure with my students already. And then it is due the next day in class. And that will be 10% of the overall grade. I'm going to skip on down to tests. At the end of every chapter, there will be a test. Pretty standard, and that will be 30% of the overall grade. And then now I'm going to bump back up into the middle, which is checkpoints. Checkpoints are like quizzes, and they'll be over anything from like 1 to 5 sections, just depending on the type of material that we are covering. And they will be worth 60% of the overall grade. Checkpoints are allowed to be retaken 1 time. There is a procedure in place to be approved to take a retake that involves correcting previous mistakes and doing extra practice problems and meeting with me so that I know that they are prepared to take the retake. And then whatever grade they get on the retake is their new grade on the checkpoint. So if they completely failed the first checkpoint and get 100% on the retake, their grade for that checkpoint is now 100%. Checkpoints can be retaken, tests cannot. I recommend that students who want to do checkpoint retakes get them completed before the test for that chapter so that they can learn from their mistakes and not make those same mistakes on the test for that chapter. And then lastly, what can you do? The number 1 thing is to help your child stay organized and on top of their assignments. I have told my students that I require some sort of a folder or binder or trapper keeper to put the loose papers in. I also very highly recommend a spiral notebook or something similar where they have a lot of lined paper that's all together for taking notes in class and for completing homework assignments. I don't recommend just grabbing a piece of loose leaf paper and working on that because those tend to get lost. Like I said before, it's important to have your homework completed and corrected before class every day. The first thing that we do in class after a homework assignment has been completed is we work in our groups and we make corrections so that we can understand and learn from our mistakes that we made that previous night. They ask each other, their peers for help, and then I can also answer questions as well. Don't hesitate to contact me with any questions or concerns or ideas or anything like that throughout the year. Emailing me is the easiest way to reach me. My email is right there, and I believe there's also a little button you can push on Parent View if you want to send an email through there. Students have been enrolled in my Google Classroom. Every day I have a slide that is our agenda for that day. Whatever we're doing, it has links to any worksheets or answers or completed notes or anything that they need for that day. It's all in Google Classroom. That is like the haven for everything algebra. So if they ever have a question, I don't know what my homework is, I left my worksheet at school, go on Google Classroom. Keeping updated in the Parent View app on students' grades also as well, so that there are no surprises at the end of the marking period. And then there is also an online textbook. I sent home instructions with students last week on a yellow piece of paper, or some of the kids got a pink piece of paper. And the online textbook is more than just a book with pictures online. There's a lot of resources that students can use for review. There's review games, all types of study material, manipulatives. There's a lot on there. So I recommend that you check that out with them too. And as I said before, don't hesitate to reach out at any time throughout the year. I look forward to a fun and exciting year in algebra, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.